Agents of Screen, first place for movie reviews, game reviews, any type of reviews. So as you know, Agents of Screen are avid gamers. As such, we have a special review today. We are going to be reviewing the Google Stadia, which has just been released this week. So as such, I have got my Founders Edition that just got dropped. We'll be seeing how this plays, what's the quality like, and is it worthy of a purchase when they're ready to start shipping again. First, let's check out the actual box itself. I'm gonna open this up. Let's see what comes in the package. So I've got my Google Stadia controller. USB-C. That's pretty nice actually. Is this for the controller? Okay, so the controller is USB-C. That's nice. That's a good start. Well, this packaging seems to be very not complicated, but a lot of effort to get out. There we go. Alright, cool. Here we have the Chromecast itself, which is nice. And this is powered. What is this? Okay, so this is the power adapter. See, I find this weird. So they have a USB-C controller, but they don't power this up by USB-C. They use a micro USB cable. That's a bit weird, but fair enough. Okay, so they actually this is like a proprietary power adapter, so you can actually plug in an Ethernet. I'm actually wondering if this is gigabit or not, or if this is 100 megabit. I actually never checked out the specs for this, but we can look into that later. So I've already set up an account, and so we can see what this plays like on TV and also on PC. Alright guys, so we're back. We're gonna check out, we got the Stadia set up, the account is now set up, good to go. We're gonna check this out on the PC first, maybe do some screen capturing on the Chromecast. I found out also that the Chromecast Ultra only supports 100 megabit on cabled from the power adapter, so definitely going to be using Wi-Fi on the Chromecast. There's no point. I'll have a much better connection. The cable connection is very good for people that have their Chromecast that's further away from the Wi-Fi and you don't get such a good connection, but because it's literally right next to it and like my Wi-Fi is right there, there's no point. I'll get a much faster connection by using the Chromecast on Wi-Fi compared to cabled on a power adapter at that. So we'll just leave it at that. So one of the reasons why I got Stadia was I was quite interested in the fact that you could use it on Chromecast, use it on your PC and on your phone to stream any type of game that you want to. I think the PC got me interested the most because I actually use Linux at home for the most part. So I dual boot between Windows and my Ubuntu operating system, and I use Windows for gaming sometimes a little bit, and then I use Ubuntu for everything else. I do it for watching videos, pretty much everything like work related stuff, coding, etc., whatever. So I thought it was really interesting that the fact that you didn't need to have a client that was a operating system specific. You could literally just load up a browser, go play any AAA game or whatever game is in the game store. And I think that is amazing that we are getting to the point where you can be agnostic of whatever type of operating system that or whatever device you're using. You just have the app, you have the browser, and then you're good to go. And the fact that that kind of technology, we are getting to that point of kind of technology where you are not relying on a specific operating system to be able to do something, I think is great and it's amazing. but if the implementation is not there and it is not ready yet, then there's no point of doing it. So where there was a Google Ask Me Anything. So Google a few days ago did a AMA, which is stands for Ask Me Anything, on Reddit, where they literally went through people asking questions about the Stadia and what's going to happen. Now, there's been a few pages which have literally explained some of the things that Google Stadia is going to do at launch and what it's not. So one of the things which isn't on this webpage, because this webpage essentially just does like a bite size of, because there was loads of conversation going back and forth. I'm not going to put the link. I can put the link to the actual Reddit AMA, if you want to view it for yourself. But so one of the things is there is no iOS app at launch for Stadia. Now, let me tell you why that's a problem. So one of the things with Stadia is you cannot purchase games on Stadia without the app. Now I'm gonna go to this. This is the Stadia. This is the Stadia website. So you go to stadia.com, and from stadia.com you play the games that you've purchased. So I've got 2 games because these are the games that came free with Google Stadia at launch. And to get these 2 games, I had to purchase it on my phone. Once I've done that, then only then will these games show up. So you can see that being a problem. And they stated that it's eventually coming out. Who knows when eventually actually is? That could be Q1, quarter 1, like, of next year. Like, that is wild that you as a company are literally telling me, if you don't have an Android, nah, laters. That's, alright, Google's sick. Google is sick, boy. They're like, hey, you know, you want to play that Google Stadia, you're just going to have to get an Android, man. That is funny. Now, another thing is, I wanted to, so with the Founders Edition that I got, it came with a buddy pass where I could gift someone also like 3 months of Google Stadia. So I was going to give it to Aaron. You know Aaron, AAA, he's done My Hero Academia reviews, he's done wrestling reviews, he does all of that. He does a bag of reviews, puts in the work. But anyway, so I was going to give him one of my my code. But no, I can't do that. I got to wait 2 weeks after Google Stadia has come out because there are no friend codes. Also, here's what's going on. So, as I said, you had to buy games on your phone to do that. You won't be able to use Chromecast Ultra Stadia at first. Now, apparently this was the case where you could not use your Chromecast Ultra day one. Now, I didn't have that problem because I only just got my Chromecast today. So there was apparently an update for Chromecast that fixed this issue. But if I did get it yesterday when I was supposed to, apparently I wouldn't have been able to use my Chromecast Ultra, which is mad. So let's have a look at some other things that you may not have been able to do. So what's this? This is interesting. So apparently it looks like 4K HDR is only available on Chromecast Ultra at launch. I feel that's a bit insane because usually, like on the PC, you don't have 4K playback for Netflix and Prime because they're obviously worried about copyright protection, people ripping the content, even though there are ways of ripping content on consoles, but we're not going to get into that. But they shouldn't be worried about that because it's a game. So you would want people to share the game and like the best quality available. So that seems a bit mad that that's not available on PC, but they say it's coming in launch 2020, probably like end of the year most likely. It's probably not one of their priorities. They got so much stuff to go out. I mean, they're already having to stagger the releases of the Founders Edition as it is because they are not ready to release the amount that they got requested. Family Link is not going to be available. Game achievements, you will get them, but you won't know that it will exist. That's insane. So there's a lot, and link will be in the description so you can view the tasty AMA yourself. But yeah, so this is Google Stadia. So what I will say is that I'm quite impressed with Google Stadia. So I've got the controller, and I can literally just plug this in by USB, and it just works straight away. See, works straight away. That's really impressive, I have to say. The fact that it can just do that. And I've actually plugged in the PS4 controller as well prior to this, and that also picks it up on Stadia straight away. So it literally is a plug and play. Just like they said, you can use the Stadia controller, you can use a PS4 controller. Haven't tried it with a Xbox One controller. I do have an Xbox One, but I haven't tried it with that. But considering that I can literally just use this with the Stadia and the PS4, that's already looking positive in my opinion, for like how easy it is to be playable. So we're gonna give these games a try just to see what the quality is like, and then see what we can do about that. So let's give this a try. Let's boot this up.
Samurai. Practice. Training. Shiki.
Okay, let's go.
Gunboard.
Nice!
Mojo.
So loading looks like a general console loading. So first impressions, sorry. It looks quite lagless, which is surprising. It looks as if I'm actually on a console playing this locally. That being said, I'm not playing this online yet, so we have no idea what this is going to be like. Oh, we got a new challenger now. Let's see what this is like.
Shiki. Hairyu-jima, Hitsuji no Koku.
Alright, let's see what the lag is like. The only thing is that I have no idea if I should really judge this fairly, because like some people, their connection is trash. So it could be nothing to do with Google Stadia, or it could be to do with Google Stadia. We'll have no idea. Right now, this looks trash. Like super trash. But again, I don't know if this is because of his connection or not. So it's actually very difficult to tell. Wow, this is just horrendous. My god. Yep, that was a bad choice. That's super cool. I should not be using that. Oh, that's cool. Okay, now I could, if I had played my cards right. Jeez! Ooh. That was lucky. But okay, that match was terrible. I'm not even gonna lie. That connection speed was horrendous. Nope, no thank you. No thank you whatsoever. We're gonna leave it at that. And let's get out of here. So, early verdict on Google Stadia. Should you buy it? No, not yet. Definitely not. Google Stadia is a very promising concept. So, along with the actual being able to stream gaming. Now, I would have actually liked to test this out on my mobile phone without Wi-Fi, but currently Free is wilding out right now because they're doing their 5G upgrade. So literally my 4G is dead. Like, it does not work whatsoever. So I've had to actually switch down to 3G like some peasant. But I would be curious to see what Google Stadia would be like on that. But as it stands right now, Google Stadia, for one, locally in the game, definitely not work. It definitely works for local gaming. As for gaming online, well, you saw what it was like when I was playing the Samurai Showdown. The online was trash, and that could be for multiple reasons. That could be because he had bad connection. Could be because the latency between us was terrible. It could be a lot of things. But it could also be the fact that it's just terrible for online gaming, which is a valid reason. But we don't know this because I can't even get into Destiny 2, which is an online only game, which would be really good to actually test to see what the performance is like for online. But because the waiting, as you'll see in a minute, 8,831. I'm not getting into Destiny 2 anytime soon. And considering that I never really liked Destiny 2 in the first place, I'm not even going to bother waiting for that. I mean, I was never a fan of Destiny, so why am I going to wait to get into Destiny now, being that long in the queue? No, I'm good, thanks. So, there's not a lot to test on. I could try and buy a game, but why am I buying a game for? I got this to try out in the first place because I wanted to see what it was like, and it's so far it's a mixed bag. From what I've got available to me, it's a mixed bag, and I definitely think that currently in the way that broadband is right now, with how some broadband companies are in different countries, where in some towns you're limited to one broadband provider, and don't you dare try and go over your bandwidth limit, because they will ban you for a year. They may stop you from servicing you at all completely, and then you're screwed because they're the only broadband game in town. In like some of the states in America, it's like that in New Zealand, in Australia as well, loads of different countries where the broadband is not great. Even in England, in rural areas of England, when you start going outside of like known cities like Manchester, London, Liverpool, etc., stuff like that, there may not be fibre around here. So if they want streaming companies like Xbox Cloud, the PS4 Cloud to go on as Google Stadia, like broadband globally needs to shape up. And wasn't Google supposed to be providing Google Fiber, like their gigabit fiber? I swear they did like 3 or 4 states. Like, whatever happened to Google Fiber? That went out. I never heard from it ever again. Like, they don't talk about it anymore. Maybe it is still going on, but I thought they were trying to change the world, but that didn't happen. I did it. So, broadband globally is not ready for this. And considering they had so much issues with the Founders Edition, God knows what Google Stadia is going to be like when it actually is globally ready for Gen Pop to like go and buy a standard Stadia when it comes out. I mean, they're already staggering releases of Founders Edition. for people. Like, it's first come first served basis that it gets shipped out, because they can't ship out all of them at once. That's wild. So when we actually get everyone ready to play Google Stadia, I'm really curious to see what that's going to be like. That's
According
for sure.
to Wikipedia,
Wow, Google, seriously? Come on, man, please. So, you know, I can't in good conscience tell you to go buy it, because it's not worth it right now. Now, what I will do is that I may do a review 3 months when my free subscription's up, and then I'll let you know if I'm still going to get it. Spoiler alert, most likely not. So, but hey, a free Chromecast Ultra, well, yeah, essentially I paid for Founders Edition for Chromecast Ultra, which, to be fair, it's not a bad device. It does 4K streaming, which is quite nice, and I can take that around to other people's places. And I think that was actually one of the things that really interests me as well, on top of like the fact that I can play Google Stadia on Linux, was the fact that I can literally take a portable console, which is the size of my hand, to anybody's yard, and then literally just play gaming, where it's like, oh cool, let's play this game, and then do something like that. That's cool. But again, at the end of the day, if it's not ready for it, then there's no point of having it. And I think that's where we are right now. We'll have to wait and see what it's like. But anyway, I've gone on long enough. This is James. This has been Agents of Screens review on Google Stadia. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you later. Peace.